Hello, everyone. I hope you're all having a beautiful week so far. Today, I am going to be doing a twin flame love reading. So, this is a reading for twin flames or divine counterparts. However, if you are dealing with some other kind of love connection, you may still find some message within this reading that applies to your situation. I always say this, but I don't believe in coincidences or accidents. I do believe that if you stumbled on this video, there is a reason for that, and there is some message in this reading that you may need to hear at this time. With that being said, I do tend to channel many different kinds of general and specific messages in these readings. So as always, be sure to use your own intuition as a guide in determining which messages are for you and which messages might be for others who are listening. So I'm going to begin as I usually do by shuffling the Energy Oracle cards deck. I feel that this could be a shorter message or a shorter reading today. Of course, I'm not really sure. I'm just going to follow the energies, whatever comes through, and allow those messages to unfold no matter what amount of time that process takes. As I'm shuffling here, if you would like me to channel specific messages for you and your individual situation, be sure to click the subscribe button, because by subscribing to this channel, you are joining your energy here with this beautiful community, and I'm able to actually pick up on your individual energy and channel messages for you specifically. So, what do twin flames listening to this reading need to know? What messages can I channel for the twin flame collective today? Okay, 2 cards just flew out, so I'm going to start there. You guys know I like to begin by channeling general messages and then get into the specifics of how the divine feminine and the divine masculine feel respectively. Okay, so the first card that came out is the Broken Heart card in the upright position. However, the second card is the Hostilities card in the reverse. I'm feeling this period of time after potentially a time of tension, potentially arguing, disconnect, hostilities. I'm feeling this sense of calm, but also sadness, if that makes sense. Like it doesn't feel like there's a lot of intense arguing or tension or anything like that that's active. However, there could still be memories of those experiences, of that intensity. Right now, I'm just feeling kind of this pervasive sadness. I want to see if I can get more messages on this broken heart, on this potential period of sadness, emptiness. 6th chakra in the upright position, the 3rd eye chakra, the intuition. I heard spiritual awakening. It's almost like someone I'm connecting with here has been feeling this pervasive feeling of sadness or emptiness or loneliness. But just like I know many of you connected with this message on one of my recent energy updates on my Instagram, but within that energy update, I used the line, "This time may feel like a time of breaking, but it is a time of breaking open." And that's what I'm feeling with these cards, someone who feels intensely sad or lonely or empty. But this is actually because something about, I wanted to say their spirituality, their life, is breaking open in a beautiful, powerful way. But I feel that it doesn't feel that way on the surface. On the surface, this might feel like feeling really foggy-headed, sitting around feeling sad or lonely or confused. But it's almost as though through these experiences, through this sadness, this emptiness, this kind of loneliness, there's this feeling here of processing these really deep level spiritual changes that are taking place. I've been getting this image a lot of being in the eye of some kind of storm, like some intensity feels like it might be raging around you, but then you feel kind of this sense of calm in the middle of it. I know this won't be everyone, but there's some kind of very deeply spiritual message coming through here. Can I get more information about this spiritual awakening that someone is going through? I'm just getting a very like dark night of the soul, ego death kind of feeling from these cards. I heard everything looks like it's falling apart, but really everything is falling together. I feel like the person I'm connecting with going through this really may not have awareness that what they're going through is for the purpose of this deeper spiritual transformation and growth. I feel like to this person, this might just feel like depression, like loneliness, like chaos. What else does this person need to know? Man holding a heart in the reverse position. I'm going to actually read a little bit about this card from the guidebook just to see if I can channel any messages from there. Male dealing with family, love, or emotions. When this card is reversed, it could indicate a disconnect or even total shutdown regarding your emotional life. Whether it's anger, grief, or utter bliss, you can be comfortable in your emotions' experience and in their expression. This can also indicate a difficult connection or relationship with a man. Your soul longs for emotional peace. So I'm sensing a few different messages here. First of all, I'm sensing that potentially there could be a divine masculine who is going through this spiritual awakening, who is feeling this loneliness, this sense of grief, this sense of loss in his life. However, alternatively, because I don't feel that applies to everyone, I feel this could indicate a divine feminine who is in this position of brokenheartedness. And because of the way that her heart has been broken by some situation that involves a masculine energy, a male or masculine figure in her life, this could even be her divine masculine if she is a twin flame. There's been some kind of recent disconnect. I heard, "You broke my heart because you weren't able to connect with your emotions and express your emotions. You weren't comfortable enough to express yourself, your emotions to me, to open up to me. And you ended up breaking my heart. And now it's like reversed. Now I am afraid to open up to you. Now I am shutting down." That's kind of the mirroring and triggering effect that I'm getting from this situation. Again, I don't feel that this will connect with everyone, so just take it how it resonates. But I feel that either of those situations I just mentioned might apply to this card. Now, with this hostilities card in the reverse position, this card has been coming up a lot lately, and I keep hearing the message, an end to the fighting, or I don't want to fight anymore. For some reason, I also heard I don't want to fight it anymore, like I don't want to fight this love anymore. It's this feeling of surrender. You guys know on my Instagram, which, by the way, my Instagram is @magnetizeyourself if you want to follow me there. But I did an entire post on surrender, on twin flame surrender, because this has been a theme coming up a lot recently, both within my own intuition. As I'm meditating, I feel like I've channeled a lot of thoughts about twin flame surrender lately, but also through these readings. I would really like to create a separate video on twin flame surrender if that's something you guys would be interested in. But there's just something about that, like surrendering, letting go. I feel like someone was fighting, almost as hostilities in the reverse. It's like This could be someone who may have not been fighting the other person, although that is possible, but they could have been fighting this connection itself. Who was fighting this connection? How was someone fighting this connection with their twin? Okay, 3 cards just flew out there. So the first card is the 6th chakra, once again coming out in the reverse position this time. The walking away card and the sacral chakra in the upright position. So what I'm getting from this card is, because I asked the question, who was fighting this connection? And now with 6th chakra in the reverse, someone, either the masculine or the feminine, we'll get into more specifics later on, but I'm sensing that someone was fighting this connection because they were blocked from their own intuition. And this could even be the same person, that masculine we referenced earlier, who was disconnected from their own emotions or didn't feel safe to express their emotions for some reason. I'm just seeing this person with a very strong block in the 3rd eye chakra. This person was not seeing this connection clearly. However, with this walking away card, this card actually came up in yesterday's reading, I believe, as well. And I feel that this is showing a progression. It's like someone's intuition was blocked with this 3rd eye chakra in the reverse. And then someone here walked away. Someone chose to disconnect, either emotionally, mentally, physically. I do sense for many this will be a divine feminine who chose to disconnect, who chose to walk away in some sense. And then in the 3rd card, the 2nd chakra in the upright position, I feel that this walking away experience was a tower moment for the other counterpart in this situation. When this person chose to disconnect, chose to let go, chose to walk away, the other counterpart suddenly was, I just heard shaken awake, like woke up to the truth of this connection in a deeper way. I do want to see if I can get more clarification on this sacral chakra card in the upright position. Okay, so I'm going to start with these clarification messages by just reading a little bit from the guidebook about this. Intimacy and creativity. Let yourself reach out into unexplored areas of self-expression and new projects that may have a more creative approach. This is a time when the energies of closeness with others and nurturing yourself can flow more freely. You can now open yourself to the emotional intimacy that may be coming your way. Wow, guys, this is so interesting, this progression here, because we were speaking earlier on this energy within this connection of being disconnected from one's own emotions about this person, or not being able to express how one truly feels about the other. I do feel strongly this could have been a masculine who was afraid to fully connect with how he felt about the feminine and open up to her. However, with this sacral chakra card, it's like we're moving from the situation of emotional disconnect to a deepening of emotional intimacy, to this sacral chakra opening, which of course the sacral chakra is connected to intimacy, to pleasure, to deepening emotional and physical intimacy. And I feel almost like there was a masculine here. For some reason, I'm hearing for someone, this could be a masculine who was very physically intimate, either with his counterpart or with others, who understood physical intimacy, but had serious blocks when it came to emotional intimacy, almost using physical intimacy as a band-aid for not fully expressing or being capable of expressing himself emotionally. That won't be for everyone. That might just be for one person. But I am feeling this opening, and it's as a result of this walking away. This situation where someone disconnected or walked away actually shook awake the other, and it's like I see this energy literally like shaking, like breaking open. This might be the breaking open we were talking about. I heard like airing out dirty laundry, which sounds kind of weird, that kind of expression, but it's like something came to light, broke open, and now there is space for deeper emotional intimacy. But again, I do feel like I channeled early on to the person or the two counterparts experiencing this in the moments. I don't feel that they are always fully connected with what is really going on here, this breaking open, this clearing the space for something better to this person. This might feel like a falling apart. This might feel confusing. This might feel like emptiness, like loneliness. It's like there's this element of illusion at play here where someone is in their physical self, in their physical body and mind, not fully connected with all of the powerful and beautiful transformations that are going on beneath the surface energetically. There's a really beautiful thing taking place here, but I know for whoever I'm connecting with, it's really hard to fully understand that when you're going through the heartbreak, when you're going through the pain, the emotional disconnect, this walking away experience. I would also really like to let you know that I have created a sacral chakra activation subliminal. So if you are connecting with these messages, with this feeling of either yourself being emotionally repressed or disconnected from this emotional intimacy with your person, or whether they are feeling this way, because as twin flames, we perfectly mirror one another's energy. So whenever one of us has a block within the energy body, within any of the 7 chakra centers, the other twin will mirror these blocks, these wounds, and in the same way, they will mirror the shifts, the positive shifts, the healing, the balancing. So as a twin flame, when we take initiative, when we empower ourselves and to do the energy work on ourselves, shift ourselves energetically, our twin instantaneously feels and responds unconsciously to those shifts, regardless of how much communication we're having in the physical world. So this sacral chakra activation is so powerful for really reconnecting with your sense of pleasure in day-to-day life, with emotional intimacy and relationships. And healing this chakra center will allow your twin to feel those shifts as well and to open themselves emotionally as well. So the link to this sacral chakra activation subliminal meditation is in the pinned comment and the description box. This subliminal comes from my website, soundandsoulful.com, where I've created over 100 subliminals for all areas of life. So as you can see on the screen, I've created subliminals for physical appearance changes, for mood shifts like confidence and happiness, for material manifestations like money, specific material possessions, business success, for love and relationships, and for twin flames specifically, I have an entire section of subliminals dedicated specifically to the twin flame connection, to assisting you in healing, in balancing, and shifting the energies between you and your twin flame. So you can try out any of these subliminals completely free when you create a free trial account on my websites. All of that information and all of the subliminals I recommend during this reading are linked in the pinned comment and the description box. So be sure to explore any of those links if any subliminals I recommend during this reading do connect with you or resonate with you personally. Okay, so now that we've read into some of the initial energies of this twin flame connection, of what could be going on here, I'm going to reshuffle the deck and get into some more specifics. The energy to me feels a little bit foggy today, if that makes sense. I am curious if any of you have felt this kind of tired energy or a little bit of foggy-headedness, or just feelings of, I don't know, I'm channeling a little bit of feelings of stagnancy, like time is kind of standing still, or there's like a bit of a disconnection from physical reality or something like that. So if you connect with any of that, I would love for you to let me know in the comments. I do love reading all of your beautiful comments that you leave under these readings. So let's begin by speaking to the divine feminine. So I want to start, as I usually do, by talking to the divine feminine's 3D physical self, because as we know, there can be a very big divide between what we experience physically, or even think or say physically in the physical world, and how we feel on a higher self level, a soul level. Okay, so the card that just flew out is Caring Connections in the reverse position. I heard, I don't feel like you care about me. It's kind of this very like hurt feeling that I'm getting. I want to see if I can channel any more messages from the guidebook about this. This card reversed signals a break in communication or a parting of the ways of two people. Always remember, with every ending, a new beginning is at hand. Yeah, I feel a divine feminine in the physical world. From this space of separation or this space of disconnect, again, could be physical, mental, or emotional disconnect. Feeling as though we're wondering from kind of a 3D ego perspective, does this masculine even care about me at this point? And then the community card in the upright position came out. How does this card, this community card, apply to this reading? Why is this divine feminine feeling like this masculine doesn't care about her or about this connection? Okay, so hostilities came out again, this time in the upright position. I sense here a divine feminine remembering something that happened, almost like replaying it over and over again. I see this divine feminine like cycling through this situation over and over. It's like something happened, a situation of like an argument or tension or something came to light. And I do feel this actually has already happened. It's not necessarily active in the physical for everyone listening, but I do feel this feminine like replaying it over and over in her mind and I just feel this sick feeling in my stomach as I'm replaying this or thinking about it. And then the throat chakra came up in the upright position. Yeah, there's something going on here with communication. What is going on with communication between these two twin flames? What is being communicated or not being communicated in this connection? Healer of the ages in the reverse position. I hear someone saying like, I just feel so broken, or I feel like this situation is so messed up or is so broken. I'm not sure if that's a feminine or a masculine that I'm connecting with. I am just going to read a little bit about this card. The healer of the ages indicates you've been feeling extremely out of sorts or even upside down in your own life. Yeah, that is the feeling I was trying to describe earlier, with this feeling of almost like dissociation, feeling disconnected from physical reality, feeling lost, feeling empty. What is this divine feminine feeling in the physical 3D worlds? Blossoming abundance in the reverse position. I always take this card to mean like something slipping through my fingers. I feel like you are, or we are, or this connection is slipping through my fingers. I kind of stumbled over my words there for a second because I feel that I almost got this choked up feeling like this feminine might find it really, this whole situation really painful to communicate about or to talk about for some reason. Broken heart card in the reverse position. I hear I want you and I want this connection, but I don't want my heart to be broken anymore. The word fresh came out and the love scrambled, like it's like I want to start fresh, but I don't know how. Like either start fresh with someone else, it's like this feminine just wants to walk away, or within this relationship. I feel like this feminine actually wants to start fresh with the masculine, but doesn't really know how to do that at this point. So they might be saying that they want to start fresh with a different person, or they just want to disconnect. But what this feminine is really feeling, that they want a fresh start with their divine masculine. They just feel like they can't have that for some reason. They feel like that's not possible. And this has been a real theme coming out recently in the readings. What else is this divine feminine feeling in the 3D physical world? Adjacent possibilities came out in the upright position as well as all tied up. For some reason, I'm feeling a divine feminine, like trying to move on, trying to look elsewhere, trying to look into these other possibilities romantically. But it's like every other romantic possibility feels tied up for some reason. There's been this kind of theme coming out recently of constraints, feeling tied up, feeling stuck or trapped. And I feel this is because there's a divine feminine realizing how strongly she is bound to her divine masculine, but trying to move on or disconnect because of some situation of hurt or heartbreak. Yeah, with this adjacent possibilities, it's like I'm trying to move on, I'm trying to look elsewhere, but I know that I can't. I know that I'm bound to you. Second chakra card in the reverse position. It's so funny, this card has come up so frequently. I mean, you guys heard, I think it already came up once or twice just in this reading alone. The sacral chakra card reversed. There's something about disconnect from emotional intimacy. Like, I feel like this feminine actually used to open up more to this masculine, but something happened that caused them to, the card that came out is walk away, that caused them to want to disconnect. It's like this masculine caused them some kind of pain or heartbreak that caused them to emotionally close off. It's like they were more emotionally open. They were more open to emotional intimacy, but something happened that made them just like that, shut down, and then want to walk away. That's what I'm feeling from this feminine I'm connecting with. Okay, so now I want to speak to this divine feminine's higher self, because we spoke to her 3D physical self. Now I want to know what her soul self, what her higher self has to say to the masculine. What would this divine feminine say to the masculine from a soul level, from a higher self perspective? Man holding a coin in the upright position. I'm actually going to read a little bit from the guidebook about this card just to get some information. For men, this could indicate an aspect of yourself and a readiness to further your goals and receive increased health, money, or value in your life. Greater success is on its way. I'm feeling, for some reason with this card, there's this feeling of trust. It's very opposite from how this feminine feels in the physical. It's like her saying to the masculine, I trust you to heal. I trust you to always be energetically and emotionally supporting me on a soul level. I feel that inherent energetic support between us, even when things feel muddied or confused in the physical world. It's like this feeling of calm, of peace, of I know that you are healing. And I feel supported through that healing process because I am aware of the soul tie that bonds us together, and I am aware that because of that connection, all of the healing work we do on ourselves actually impacts the other positively. It's like we are growing together, we are healing together, even in times of seeming disconnect or separation in the physical world. And that's the message I'm getting from this card. And again, this is all on a higher self soul level, so I do feel a strong disconnect for many feminines between what her soul self, her higher self, is feeling about the masculine in the situation and what she is experiencing and feeling in the physical world because of, again, some situation of, I just heard jarring, like something was jarring to her in the physical world, something came to light or caused her pain, caused her to walk away. And this situation brought some kind of, it's like I see this earthquake happening energetically. It's like I feel this feminine was actually more connected before this event, or felt like she was more connected to her higher self, to her soul self. And then this situation caused this earthquake in her life and her emotions and her energy that created this chasm, this divide between what her higher self, her soul, is feeling about this situation and what is being felt in the physical and the 3D. This is why, for this feminine, whoever I'm connecting with, I would really recommend that every morning you establish some kind of morning meditation practice. Meditating, especially in the morning, is really the most powerful way to shift your energy and to set the tone for your day. Daily meditation has truly transformed my life, probably more than anything else. And specifically, I really started seeing the most dramatic results in my life when I started meditating along with listening to subliminals, because I actually tried to meditate, to visualize, to use the law of attraction for years, but until I started using subliminals, I really didn't see results. And now I understand this is because meditation, visualization, these tools are powerful, but they are mostly acting on the conscious parts of the brain, on the conscious 5% of the mind, whereas the subconscious, our unconscious thoughts, are actually controlling 95% of our thoughts, our actions, our outcomes, and really our vibration. What we put out into the universe, so much of it is subconscious, unconscious. And subliminals are a very unique tool that allows us to really bypass the conscious gatekeeper, the filter of the mind, and make deep, lasting impressions on the subconscious, because they contain affirmations that are targeted to the subconscious mind, meaning that your conscious mind can't hear the affirmations. But this is why they are so powerful, because what the conscious mind can't hear, it can't reject. So these affirmations are really capable of bypassing the conscious mind and making dramatic shifts within the subconscious, and therefore making radical shifts within our energy. So above all else, every morning I've been meditating since November with a 7-chakra clearing subliminal I've created, and this has truly helped me to clear energy blocks in all 7 chakras that has allowed me to manifest so much happiness and connection and success in my life since that point in last November. And I actually share this subliminal with everyone on my membership website, soundandsoulful.com. So this 7-chakra clearing will be linked in the pinned comment and the description box if you would like to learn more about it. The second card that came out for this feminine's higher self is Door to Personal Healing and Happiness in the upright position. I just got a wave of goosebumps because I feel this feminine saying, I know the door to this new beginning is opening. I know we are healing ourselves, shifting ourselves, and by healing ourselves, we are healing one another. We are uplifting this connection. We are deepening this connection. This divine feminine's higher self, her soul self, is unfazed by what is happening, this swirling storm taking place in the physical world, because she fully understands and connects with the divine truth of this connection. She knows that if there is a separation or a space between her and the masculine at this time, this is a sacred space of healing, of positive shifting, not of true separation. She knows there can be truly no separation when it comes to the soul level, to the energetic level. I do want to read a little bit more about this Door to Personal Healing and Happiness card. This card signals that your life is opening up and new opportunities are about to appear. The changes you've been working on are ready to blossom with wonderful results. So make sure you see your personal intentions through with continued action and optimistic expectations. Whoa, okay, so 2 cards just flew out here. And the first card is Attachment in the reverse. The second card is Angel of Balance in the upright position. Attachment in the reverse. I feel this freeing feeling. It's very opposite of what this divine feminine's 3D physical self felt. In the physical, she felt almost trapped, like I want to look to new possibilities in love, but I know that I can't because I'm bound to this person. Whereas this feminine's higher self is very much at peace because she realizes with this attachment in reverse, I am releasing attachments, negative attachments. It's like the polar opposite of what we are feeling, what this feminine is feeling in the 3D. Rather than feeling stuck, feeling trapped, feeling bound, this feminine feels like she is cutting negative attachments, cutting all of the ties that have been holding her back, and coming into balance with this angel of balance in the upright position. What is this attachment this divine feminine is releasing? What negative attachments are being released by this feminine at this time? What are the negative attachments being released by this feminine? Woman holding a heart in the reverse position. For some reason, I instantly saw a mother. I know this won't apply to everyone, but I'm hearing that for some divine feminine listening, there was a very strong mother wound. I know I spoke about this a few readings ago, but this is coming out again. I see a little girl who is trying so hard to make her parents proud, especially her mother. This child is highly sensitive, highly empathic. This child is very observant, perhaps quiet at times, but very, very observant. This child learned to be observant because she was in a situation, in a particular family dynamic, in which there was, from time to time, intense emotions or even hostilities, verbally, emotionally, mentally. I just heard assault, like this child felt as though she's being verbally assaulted or torn down or hurt at certain times. I do feel that this was from some kind of female or feminine figure, potentially a mother figure in her life. Again, this will not connect with everyone, so just take it as it resonates, but I am strongly connecting with a divine feminine who has this mother wound because she tried so hard to please her mother, to make her mother proud, and it's just like never enough. She never felt like she was enough. And so she carried around this feeling of not enoughness that caused her in all relationships to chase validation. And she did the same thing with her masculine, chased his, it's like, I just want you to be proud of me, like my mother wasn't proud of me. I just want you to want me, to tell me that I'm good enough. This female that I'm connecting with, this feminine energy, could also be struggling with body image issues, like body dysmorphia. That won't be everyone, but I do feel someone who it's like never feeling good enough. I'm about to cry because it's like, this is such a beautiful, sensitive, highly spiritual feminine that I'm connecting with, who was so unjustly hurt, who carried this pain. So much pain. It's like this child grew into this adult that carried so much emotional pain, baggage along with them. It was so heavy for this person to bear. Your higher self, whatever feminine I'm connecting with, is asking you to release this baggage, to release this weight. You don't have to carry this around anymore. This feeling of not being good enough. You don't have to carry around the pain that other people projected onto you. When you were so young, you should have just been enjoying your life. You should have been enjoying being a child. But your childhood, I'm seeing someone's childhood who was, it's like it was stolen from them. They weren't able to be carefree, to be a child. They had to grow up so fast. They had to carry this weight around with them. And you're being told from your higher self, it's time to let that go. It's time to put it down. That weight you've been carrying around with you, it was never your weight to carry. You don't have to carry it anymore. You can simply accept that you are good enough exactly as you are. That you are powerful, that you are beautiful, that you are valid. You don't need validation. You never needed validation from anyone else. This is what you are healing through this situation. This is part of what your divine masculine is actually teaching you through these experiences, teaching you how to release these emotional burdens you've been carrying around. And I actually feel that for someone I'm connecting with, it's like because of the ways this feminine was hurt in childhood, again, potentially by a mother figure, because of this weight she carried around, she stepped into this chasing energy that actually caused her to push away masculines in her life, potentially even her divine masculine within this twin flame connection. It's like because she projected these feelings of hurt, of insecurity, neediness, needing validation, she may have come off as clingy or whatever, or had been labeled this way in the past, but this was never anything wrong with her. It was because of this weight, this burden she was carrying around with her, that it's time to release, it's time to let go. And letting that go is what will bring you into balance. Whoever I'm connecting with energetically will allow you to step back into your feminine power. You were destined to live empowered, knowing your own worth, knowing your own beauty, not seeking or needing any kind of external validation. This is part of the generational curse you came here to break, part of what you came here to transcend, to learn on a soul level, not just for you, but for generations that are coming after you. You came to break the pattern, to set a new example, to break old cycles, ancient cycles of women or feminines within your family. Wow, really powerful and intense message for whatever feminine that was for. I really hope that reached you. Please do leave me a comment and let me know if that was your message. If this did connect with you, I would really recommend my Subliminal for Inner Child Healing, because I do sense that some feminines listening to this, it's like you're carrying around this very deep-seated inner child wound. This could even be very unconscious for you, what we call the shadow self, outside of the light of the consciousness, those parts of ourselves that were rejected by parental figures or caregivers in our life that we learned to reject within ourselves, learned rejection, learned self-rejection. And through that learned self-rejection, we rejected those parts of ourselves so long, they became absorbed into the unconscious self, into the shadow self. So even though these parts of ourself became unconscious, they can continue to negatively impact us and our lives and our relationships, and specifically in this case, our twin flame dynamic and twin flame relationship. So this inner child healing subliminal is really designed to reach into those deep-seated parts of your unconscious mind where you are still carrying around these weights, these inner child wounds, in order to bring them into the light of your consciousness, to integrate them, to heal them. So the link to that inner child healing will be in the pinned comment and the description box. Okay, that feels like a very settled place to leave this divine feminine for now. So I am now going to be speaking to the divine masculine. So let's start again by speaking to the 3D physical self of this masculine. Fifth chakra card in the reverse position, which is of course connected to the throat chakra, to communication. I heard I'm afraid to communicate, or I'm shut down, or I'm closed off. There could be, if you are a feminine, your masculine could perhaps not be clearly communicating or not communicating at all, or there could be some shift in communication going on here. I am going to see if I can get more specifics about that. For some reason, I also instantly saw open twin flame communication, which is actually the name of a subliminal that I've created. And it's interesting because I feel this came to my mind because this subliminal is connected to opening communication between two twin flames, not just by opening the throat chakra, but also opening the heart chakra. It's very comprehensive because it opens each of these chakra centers. And I feel this came to my mind actually because I feel guided to say that for twin flames, communication actually predominantly occurs through the heart chakra and not through the throat chakra. Although the throat chakra is always part of our communication, it's interesting that for twin flames, if there is a heart chakra block, regardless of how open and clear the throat chakra is, the communication will be very muddy. This is because twin flames predominantly communicate through the heart center, through the emotions. They are telepathically transmitting to one another energetically through the heart center. So if one twin has a heart chakra block that is then reflected in the other, they could be completely speaking over one another in the physical. Like you could say something and your twin could completely mishear it or misunderstand it, or vice versa. They could say something and you could completely misunderstand it because of these blocks in the heart center that are preventing clear and open communication. It's like this person is speaking, but because they are your twin, you're not hearing their physical 3D words. You are feeling the blocks in the heart chakra, if that makes sense. So this is why my subliminal to open twin flame communication is great if you've been having an experience of feeling like communication has been disconnected or muddy or confusing in some way, because this subliminal really works to open both chakra centers, the heart and the throat chakra, and to really allow for open transmission of energy and communication between two twin flames in these chakra centers to really clear up communication in the physical as well. So the link to this subliminal to open twin flame communication will be in the pinned comment and the description box. However, as I was speaking, a card did fall out, so let's see what that card is. Wow, guys. Oh my gosh. This is so synchronistic. I was just talking about the throat chakra, the heart chakra, and of course, here we have the fourth chakra, the heart chakra, in the upright position. So we have the fifth chakra and the fourth chakra. Fifth chakra is reversed, but fourth chakra is upright, which is really interesting. For some reason, I heard my heart is opening, and therefore my communication will open soon as well. I don't know if that will connect with anyone, but for some reason I also heard, so someone might be experiencing this kind of strange thing, or I don't know what to call it, like this phenomenon lately with their twin, where communication in the physical has felt off, it's felt muddy, it's felt confusing, or for some reason I heard hurt feelings. There could be hurt feelings back and forth, there could be silence, something like that. However, during this time, it's like you may be feeling intensified emotions, emotional energy from your twin flame, which can be really confusing. It's like I'm seeing for some there could be an increase in telepathic experiences, whether it's like physical telepathy, feeling your twin flames bodily, like sensations. It could be literal mental telepathy, hearing their thoughts. It could be emotional telepathy, feeling their emotions. It's weird. It's like I feel for some there could be communication closed off or confusing in the physical, and yet energetically everything feels like it's ramping up. Like I see this intense heart chakra energy going back and forth. And I keep wanting to say that I feel soon, because of this intensity in the heart chakra, someone could have this feeling like something is about to happen or going to shift in the physical soon. And if you have that feeling, I think it's because you intuitively sense this opening happening energetically through the heart center that you intuitively know will lead to a shift in physical communication as well. What else is this divine masculine feeling in the physical? Angel of love in the upright position. I'm actually going to read a little bit about this card. Okay, so this card says tender connections, compassion and affection. If you're longing for a deeper, more intimate connection with someone already in your life, this card is here to say that far greater tenderness is available to you. I just heard softening. I feel like with this tenderness card coming up, and then fourth chakra, I hear a divine masculine's heart is softening in the physical world. Heart is opening to greater love and deeper affection. in the physical. And I do feel, regardless of how this masculine is or is not communicating the physical, this is something his 3D self is becoming very conscious of, very aware of. I even see this masculine actually crying, like feeling so emotional about the feminine and about this connection. But I feel for many he isn't fully communicating this. And this may be because there's still some block when it comes to opening up emotionally, but I don't have clarification on that yet. So I want to ask, why has this masculine been feeling softer or more tender towards this feminine in the physical? What has this masculine been secretly thinking or feeling about this divine feminine? What has he not been saying, but he's been feeling in the physical 3D worlds? What has this masculine been feeling but not saying in the physical? Okay, so blossoming abundance in the reverse and man holding a coin in the upright position. And I was asking, what is this masculine secretly feeling but not saying? Blossoming abundance, this is so funny because this came out for the divine feminine's 3D self as well, which makes sense, of course, because twin flames do mirror one another's energy. So once again, with this card, I see this masculine saying, I feel like you were slipping through my fingers. You are or were slipping through my fingers. But with this man holding a coin upright, it's just like how the feminine's higher self got this card, and I channeled her saying, I know you're healing. I feel this masculine in the 3D, like I just heard recommitment to his own healing and growth in the physical world, saying, I am healing, like I am shifting. Strategy came out in the upright position. I heard like I have a plan, like almost like this masculine is planning out this future, but I feel this is all happening in secret, or he's not being fully open about this. But I do feel it's like with this strategy card, like whenever I think of or plan for the future, I only see you there with me. But for some reason I'm feeling like he's kind of saying that almost like I feel like the feminine would not suspect that he is feeling that way because of things that happened in the physical world. I do feel this is kind of like hidden feelings or something he's just now realizing in the physical in a more powerful way. The garden and the gate reversed. When I look at the future, I only see you there with me, but I feel locked out of your beautiful metaphorical garden. I feel locked out of your life. I feel like there's a gate around you and your heart that I can't get past. But I know it's like this masculine feels or knows that it's his fault that this gate was put up, or feels responsible for it in some way, but also longs to get past this, longs to create this plan for the future with the strategy card, to heal, to shift with this man holding a coin in the upright position, to recommit. That's kind of the word that was coming out here. So now that we've spoken to this divine masculine's 3D physical self, I do want to speak to his higher self. So what is this divine masculine's higher self thinking or feeling about this connection? How does this divine masculine's higher self feel about the divine feminine? This is interesting. Blossoming abundance came out in the upright position, which is in direct contrast to the reverse position of this card that we pulled for this masculine's 3D self, which makes me think it's like, in the physical, I feel like you are slipping through my fingers. But on a higher self, soul level, on an energetic level, I understand that we can't ever lose one another. Nothing can slip through our fingers because we are eternally bound to one another, regardless of what happens or has occurred between us in the physical world. What else does this divine masculine's higher self want to say to the divine feminine? What does this divine masculine's higher self wish he could say? appreciation in the reverse position. I'm going to read a little bit about this card to see how it connects to the reading. You've lost your sense of gratitude and have gotten caught up in the prickly brambles of negativity and possibly even despair. Stop focusing on what you don't have, even if it seems like a lot. Let go of this negative focus and spend some time every day acknowledging what you have to be grateful for. For some reason, I see with this appreciation card like almost this apology from the divine masculine's higher self to the feminine, saying in the 3D, in the physical, it's like I didn't fully appreciate you or our connection or what we had together. I didn't show you how much you were worth to me in the physical. Why didn't this masculine show the feminine how valuable she was in the physical? Why is this divine masculine apologetic or regretful? Why didn't he appreciate this connection in the physical? Contract in the upright position. You guys know whenever this card comes out, I associate this card with either a karmic contract, which could be a third-party romantic connection, or it could be interferences from family or friends, or it could even be a negative thought pattern or behavior pattern. So I see this divine masculine's higher self saying, I'm sorry that I didn't appreciate you or our connection in the physical. The reason I didn't do this is because I had to fulfill some kind of contract. I want to know more about this. I know this will vary depending on your situation. This could again be a literal karmic contract with a person, with a karmic connection. This could also be some kind of lesson that had to be learned for this masculine in the physical. So what was this karmic contract this masculine had to overcome? What is this karmic contract that had to be fulfilled for this masculine? The World card in the upright position. I'm going to just read a little bit about this card. Expansion, opening up. Yeah, so this was for the purpose of expansion, of soul expansion, of opening this masculine up to a greater degree. But I do feel that in the process, this was very messy in the physical, in the 3D, and very confusing for the feminine, which is why this masculine's higher self is coming in to kind of explain why this was necessary to his soul expansion, soul growth, and to the expansion and continuation of this connection. Okay, so what else does this masculine want to say on a higher self level to the divine feminine? Okay, 6th chakra card in the reverse position, 3rd eye chakra. It's interesting, this card has also come up a lot. I know that in the physical 3D worlds, at times I am blocked from my own intuition. At times I am incapable of clearly seeing our divine connection for what it is, or I have been incapable of seeing it in the past. However, with this temple path in the upright position, it's like I see these two beautiful counterparts, these energies, walking this divine path together. It's like, although we might have moments of separation in the physical, or at times I might be incapable of seeing this connection clearly for what it is because of this third eye block, I might seem less awakened or unawakened at times, or I might be fulfilling these contracts that I need to fulfill in the physical. Despite all of that, we are on this temple path together. This is a divine connection, and we are walking this divine path of soul expansion together. We chose this, even if at times we forget that we chose this. That is what I'm getting from this masculine's higher self. I now just want to pull some messages from the Lover's Oracle and some of the other love-related decks from this masculine. So what does this masculine want to say to the divine feminine? If this masculine could say anything to the feminine, what would he say? When it comes to matters of the heart, there is no right or wrong. Every choice you make expands your understanding of life and love. For some reason, I'm hearing something come up here where there was a lot of judgment between the masculine and feminine in the physical. I heard deal breaker. I feel like someone could have done something to the other that's, by most people's standards, is considered wrong or inappropriate within a romantic connection or even a deal breaker. It's like there's this hook kind of going back and forth. I feel this happened in the recent past or at some point within the last year for many who are listening. Again, this won't be everyone, but there's like this feeling from this masculine, like, remember that everything we chose to experience and to go through in this physical earth together, in this incarnation, in this lifetime, we chose for the purpose of our expansion, even the things that we label or judge as negative. This is like a very high level kind of message from this divine masculine. What was this situation of right or wrong, or this hurt that the divine masculine and feminine may have experienced in the physical? And what does this masculine want to say about that situation? I'm trying to get some clarification on this. Deceit. Okay, so there could have been someone who lied to the other, some situation of confusion, manipulation, illusion. What does the divine masculine want to say about this situation of deceit? What does he want to say on a higher self level? Door to romance in the upright position. I'm actually going to read a little bit about this card. This door with a heart opens onto a new beginning in your experience. This relationship already exists in energetic potential, so when this card appears in your spread, make sure you are projecting the kind of self-loving energy that you want to receive from others. The universe is ready to open that door. Are you? Wow, so what I'm hearing from this divine masculine's higher self is whatever situation of hurt, whether it was deceit or betrayal or some kind of deal breaker or some situation in the physical where one counterpart caused pain to the other or both caused pain to one another. Ironically, this situation actually opened the door to a new beginning within this connection. That's kind of what I'm getting from this masculine. What else does this divine masculine want to say? What is a final message from this divine masculine's higher self to the divine feminine? Secret admirer. Someone has deeper feelings for you than they are letting on. I hear this divine masculine's higher self literally saying, I know at times my physical 3D self doesn't know how or is afraid to fully express his emotions for you or how he feels about this connection. But my feelings for you are so much more vast and more deep than I am opening up to you in the physical, than I am telling you or letting on in the physical world at times. And I feel this divine masculine's higher self just wanting the divine feminine to be aware of that, to be aware of the depth of their love and emotion for the feminine, especially right now with those messages of tenderness, increasing tenderness, a softening of someone's heart. So I really hope that these messages were clarifying or helpful for you in some way. If any of these messages did connect with you specifically, please do let me know in the comments which message was for you. Also, if I do resonate with you, please do subscribe to this channel, join our community of like-minded, conscious, creative beings here on YouTube. You can also follow me on Instagram at Magnetize Yourself, where I post high vibrational content to keep your vibration up all day long. All of the subliminals I recommended during this reading, which were the sacral chakra activation subliminal, the subliminal to open twin flame communication, the 7 chakra clearing subliminal, and the inner child healing subliminal, are all linked in the pinned comment and the description box under this video. You can click any of those links to explore more about how each subliminal is designed to shift your energy in a powerful way, shift the balance of your energy within yourself, your life, or your twin flame connection. You can also try out any of the subliminals I've created completely free when you create a free trial account on my website. I hope you all have a beautiful, wonderful, magical rest of your day, and I'll talk to you again in the next reading.